Okay, so sorry you say I'm back again. So I just needed to show you guys, um, you know, the development that I just observed. Okay, so when I gave it to write, so now after I've refine, question, argue, then I'm not okay with the way it's now giving me the output. And what I now do was to just, we already have the list. It already listed the framework of what the chapter 2 would be, right? So what I was just doing was just copying it like this, as you can see, look at this empirical review. Uh, then when I tell it to write conceptual, so I was copying the framework, the headings of the framework, the roadmap. Then I was dropping it, then it write it. Then so when I gave it theoretical review to do, this is what we have here. We have immediately, you could remember I talked about relationship marketing theory, and I was struggling to know which other theory is going to pick. But I think based on the journal that I dropped or that I've uploaded on it, you probably identified this theory, cognitive processing theory. Yeah, and from the word cognitive, I could tell that I've not read through, but I could tell that the theory is must is emphasizing on perception, and because we are talking about experience, so experience also had to do with perception. So I want to believe that is why this theory is of significance to this study, which means it's still in line. Then when I look at when I give it to write empirical review, it systematically section it itself without me saying, oh yeah, section it or write empirical review. Like, so it section it itself, using the study that have been provided. So if you look at it, and also in my previous video I explained what an empirical review looks like. Its empirical review will state the author. Sometimes it will state the title of the um, research, the topic of the research. Then it will state the methodology used and their findings. So, if, for instance, you can see investigation into relationship marketing with banking ecosystem demonstrates that customer retention and brand loyalty are heavily driven by core dimension of trust, commitment, communication, and conflict resolution by this guy. Now further says this guy analyzed survey data from bank customer using multiple regression analysis, proving that proactive communication and respectful problem resolution significantly prevent customer switching behavior. Now this is the finding. This is the method. They use survey data. This is the research method, but this is the method for analysis, and this is their finding. This empirical evidence supports the idea that digital platforms must use their interactive interfaces to establish secure relational boundary, ensuring that digital interactions are not perceived as code or automated exchange. You get so like many people has frown against OPay when they are to perform some certain high volume of transaction. They know people will start saying, show your face, the face recognition, security setup. And customer users will be like, if I'm to deposit the money, you will not say your face. But now I want to collect money, you're telling me to I want to transfer the money or something, you're telling me to do face recognition. So that is what it means here. So you have to relate with what you can easily relate with, ask question. That is how you yourself will get better, will grow. Let it not just be for the sake of money. Oh, let me do it at fast, click, 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 and bam. It will not be helpful. In that way, you are doing danger to your brain. So that is just what I want to point out. Even though it didn't really talk much on studies, then they didn't really analyze too much of studies. But then, still okay. I could question it the more and say, get more studies, or I could research more on studies and drop it. And, we find so. Uh, and it sectionalized the empirical study based on the objectives. Based on the objective. The first objective, customer experience, marketing outcome. This is not even the first objective, but basically it encapsulates everything together. And marketing outcome, then further to then narrow it down to fintech and macro lending, their lending habits, then the gap in this current literature, in this current study. So if somebody else want to carry out this study now, they will come and read on this thing, then they will not use it to determine where else to explore in their research. So basically, a professor or anybody that come across this supervisor, that come across this research project would acknowledge that this is a good research study. It is subjective to correction, mind you, but the fact that if you are handling your project this way, you're doing it this way, you can be so sure that little will anybody even notice that, oh, it is AI, because we are not leaving everything to AI to do. We are only providing guide, augmenting, basically we are augmenting our knowledge with AI, thereby using it to do a very faster and nice job. So with this, I'm done with the chapter 2, and I also want to state something, but I think it escaped my mind. What did I even want to state? I wanted to state something. Okay, yeah, I wanted to state that empirical findings or reviews does not have to necessarily be exact study. Empirically actually means numbers, like numbers. So what it's saying is the findings of others, their methodology, where the numbers that they use, implication of the number and their findings. So empirical review is basically studies on related, either the same study or related study. So if you see, our study is on fintech, a loan fintech company, but this particular guy here, where is this guy? That Ndubisi guy was on banking, right? It's a related study because banking is also a financial institution. So, look at the industry assessment of Nigeria digital technology shows that lack prompt. This is KPMG studies. So basically, that's how empirical review. I just thought I think I've mentioned that in the previous video, but for us to get to, I mean, or for the record, I just had to repeat it again. So with this, we are done with the chapter 2, and we are going straight to chapter 3, and that will bring a stop to the end of this section. Subsequently, after chapter 3, a stop. Then subsequently, we would get to I'll get to bring to you how to do your chapter 4, how to analyze your data with SPSS, how to analyze your data with SPSS using what is it called? Using SPSS, and equally using AI. But with that, you have to use ChatGPT Pro to be able to analyze your data very well, or cloud code, or cloud code. So, that being said, we'll see you guys very soon when we are doing our chapter 3. Chapter 3 will not even take much time for us to have, followed this flow. I'm just going to provide in fact, I can do it right away, but I don't want this video to be too long. So the next video will be on chapter 3. So see you guys very soon. Thank you.